Hey, Matt Green here, and check this out. This is a new construction project that I've been telling you about. This is a 12-unit building here. It's 2-story wood frame, and it's a really nice project that we're working on. And today, in this weekly recap, I'm going to be sharing with you some construction updates, some new hires, and office renovation, and give you an update on a bank meeting. So we're working on a new office expansion here, and we're bringing in some new hires, which means we have to create some more space to have more desks. I think what we're trying to figure out is, how we're going to reposition everything, because we have our fitness room, we've got all these different areas that we have to optimize to make more room. We thought about moving people into some of our suites upstairs. We have different offices up there. Or we might move the workout room up there and create more offices on the first floor. So we're in a little bit of a tricky situation. So I'm gonna have to figure that out pretty soon. It's something that we're just starting to work on coming up here. So if you have an office, it's always gonna be a constant evolution of changing things and making things better. And then as you grow and add more people, it's always figuring out where you're going to put these new desks and how it's all going to flow. And it's a tricky process, but it gets fun as you're growing, and it's hard to figure out what the best process is. But that's something I'm looking forward to, is figuring out how we're going to restructure everything. Then on our construction side of things, we've got a lot of units that we just completed. Tomorrow we're actually going to be in really good shape for a bunch of move-ins that we have for the beginning of the month, which is a couple weeks out. So I'm excited that we got that done. I think we're on a track. We're on a good track of getting a lot of units done really quickly every single month. So actually tomorrow and over the next week, we're going to be moving over to another property to have the guys put some new floors in and make some more headway on some of those renovations. So I think our team's gotten really efficient this year. We're up to a pace of around 120 unit renovations a year. So I'm actually feeling like we need to get some more projects so that I can stay ahead of everybody and keep everybody really busy. So I've been working on some new deals and trying to put new relationships together for projects. And so that's what I've been working on a lot of. And we're also going to be getting into more new construction too. So I think we're all going to be very busy with that, since we're probably going to have another 500 units online over the next 2 to 3 years. So I think we'll be really busy into that. But it's always nice doing our renovation projects. That's how we were able to scale. First starting investing into real estate was putting together, buildings and projects where we would acquire them, but we saw an upside to them by forcing appreciation and renovating the property, which would allow us to increase the amount of rent that we would charge. And that's our main model. And we've been getting into a lot of new construction now, because it's really hard to find new acquisition projects, because the market is really competitive. Cap rates have gone really low, and it's just been really challenging to find new real estate acquisition deals. So that's why new development has become really attractive for us. Plus, when you develop your own projects from scratch, you can control the floor plan. You can create what you want to create in an apartment unit, and when you rent that unit, it's everything that you wanted to build. And you can take feedback from your current residents and see, how the usability is, and making sure furniture is fitting into the units right. And that's going to make things go really smooth when you can build your own units, which is a fun process too. It's a different animal compared to acquiring units and raising the rents and forcing appreciation through renovations. But the new construction process is also a really good vehicle to grow and really scale with. So that's what we're going to be expanding a lot into over the next couple years, and that's what we're doing currently right now. This is a new build project here. These are the blueprints for one of the buildings that we're putting on the site, and it's a really nice building. We've already built this building in the past, so we already know what to expect with the process, and what goes into it, how the plan looks, how the floor plans feel to walk around them, all the finishes. So once you've done a building and you've built it out, it's really nice, because you sort of know what issues you're going to run into, so you can sort of avoid those issues. It's a lot of fun building ground up new construction projects. So once you get enough experience in acquiring units and managing units, you can start building new construction projects if that's something you are interested in doing. And the model works really, really well for that too. So as long as you build the project for the correct cost that makes sense, then the value is going to exceed your cost in a lot of cases. So it just makes it really, really nice to be able to develop a project, and your cost, if your cost is less than what the end value is, then you're doing really, really good. So that's why I like new construction a lot, especially coming up with the new expansion that we're doing. We've also got some new people that we're bringing on. We're expanding our accounting department quite a bit, and we're trying to build a team that has a lot of depth to it, so we can get a lot more work done. Things are being done better and more efficiently, and in a better process to make things better overall. So it's something that has sort of evolved over time as we've acquired more properties, but it's something that is a good process to go through to scale and really grow. And if you want to create a lot of success, you have to have a really good team behind you that really knows what they're doing. You have to have good training systems. You have to have good systems in place that actually are going to work and make sense. And the better that you make your systems, the better your team's going to be, implementing the system, the smoother it's going to go, and the simpler it's going to be. So I think it's really important having good systems, but you also have to have good people running the systems. And then lastly, we had some bank meetings last week. We met with one of our banks that we use on a lot of different deals that we work on, more specifically for acquisitions and renovations. So it was just interesting. We talked about how the market is, and with our market that we're in, we don't have our census data that doesn't show a net increase in population. So it's really interesting because there's a lot of new units that are being built. There's been thousands and thousands of apartment units that have been built, but there's not a big population growth in the market. So it's just interesting, but everything is filling up. There's not a lot of vacancy. It's 5% or less in the market, but we've had thousands of new units added to the market. So it just makes it really, really interesting. So we went into that a lot. And then we have some tours with them coming up. We're going to take our bank through one of the projects that we're renovating. And this is really good for building relationships with banks, is just taking them around, showing them what you're doing at the projects. Then it builds up your relationship stronger and better. And they get to see, where all the capital is going to that, the bank invested into. So I think it's nice for the banks to see the work that you're doing, and, then they trust you more. They can see exactly what you're doing, and they can understand what you're trying to accomplish. So overall, it was a good week though. Made a lot of good progress, lots of positive things going on, a lot of different little setbacks that were necessary to help us grow and get to the next step. And anytime you reach a setback or some type of failure, it's always a good thing, because you can figure out the solution, and once you figure that out, you can solve the problem, and it's going to work out better for the long term because you have the solution. But business is going really good, but a lot of challenges along the way, which is also good. So yeah, good week.